Holy shit. What a game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia and welcome to the New Zealand versus Tonga Pacific Championships Week 3 review and highlights. Holy crap, what a game that was, man. What a game. Tonga have just defeated New Zealand and they are through to the Pacific Championships Grand Final. Holy crap. What a game of footy. Absolute cracking game to watch. First half, it was 24-0 Tonga. Got back to 24-6 at halftime. New Zealand fought back in the second half. Got it to 24 all. Isaiah Katoa steps up and kicks a field goal. You had Asako miss a penalty goal from like 43 meters out, missed it. Then you had Asako miss a field goal, even though they had another whole set. But I guess it's one of those moments where if they had their time again, I think they would love to. I think Asako would love to have that moment back again. But guys, if you are new around here, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. I would really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. I'm going to review New Zealand versus Tonga. This game was insane, man. Absolutely insane. Of course, hello to the live chat. Hello to Jeffrey. Hello to Lockie, Luke. Jason Reader is in the live chat. Hello, Jason. Hello to Liam Pritchard. Hello to everybody that is watching. I hope you are all doing well on this Saturday night. It is 8:16 p.m. here in New South Wales, and I'm not going to lie, man. I had a good time watching that game. That was an international rugby league game, man. I know the first half was disappointing, and it was a tale of two halves, man. Tonga had an incredible first half, looking like $1 million, and then in the second half, they did not look like $1 million. New Zealand in that second half were great. They were pretty unlucky not to win, but you take what you can get in these type of games, man. I really enjoyed it. Well, let's get into it, man. Let's get into the review. Man, there were a lot of Tonga fans at the game. I'm not sure if there was more Tonga fans than New Zealand. It was a bit hard to tell on TV, but the sea of red was absolutely outstanding. I'm sure someone who was at the game can probably let me know if there was more New Zealand fans or Tonga fans. It looked like it was fairly even, but the game started off. Tonga started so well, man. They started so well. Sione Katoa with the first try of the game. Tonga, they just ran so hard early on, mate. I think Tuilala here made a line break down the sideline of a nice Hamoli Olakawatu decoy. Tonga looked good from the get-go, man. Sione Katoa scoring in the corner. First try of the game. Good to see. Tonga go to 6-0 early on. And then 15 minutes later, we see Aden Fanua-Blake crash over, man. Fanua-Blake's try was absolutely outstanding. He stepped Leo Thompson, who's probably the hottest prop on the open market at the moment. He beat Joseph Tarpany, who is a top 5 prop or lock in the game, depending where he's playing. It was an unbelievable try to beat Leo Thompson and Joseph Tarpany and then score over the way he did. Was just outstanding. So great stuff from Fanua-Blake, and it just keeps proving why he's the best prop in the game, in my opinion. He's unbelievable. We go to 12-0. Tonga are on fire, man. They look outstanding. And then Havili from dummy half, absolutely nothing going. I think they were tackled short of the line. I think Papali'i was tackled just short, and then Havili just crashes over from dummy half, scores a great try. Tonga was so good early on, man. I couldn't believe how good they were going. They were phenomenal, man. What are we, 16-0 at that stage? Unbelievable stuff from Tonga. 16-0. And then we get to the next try of the game, which was right before half time. Then the 32nd minute, Sonny Luke coming off the bench, just finding some space, ends up scoring. Tonga lead 24-0. 24-0. It was unbelievable. I could not believe what I was watching. 24-0 against New Zealand in New Zealand. It was absolutely unbelievable. I thought it was great stuff from Tonga. And then right before halftime, New Zealand needed points. They needed to go into halftime with something to work with, and they did. They found a try through Isaiah Papali'i. They needed something. They got something out of it. Papali'i scores. We get to 24-6. That's the halftime score. And I'm sitting there watching the game, and at halftime, I'm thinking about everything that just unfolded, and I'm like, okay, you know what? 24-6, Tonga have been great, and they deserve the lead, but I would not count out New Zealand. If New Zealand are down 3 tries, wouldn't count them out. Wouldn't count them out. And I just knew in the second half that the possession was going to change a little bit because Tonga had so much ball in the first half. Possession did change quite a bit, and New Zealand fought their way back, man. Keanu Kinney, the bloke has no fear whatsoever. He scores a terrific try. It gets it back to 24-12. All of a sudden, Tonga 24-12. There's still 29 minutes to go in this game. There's a long time in this game, man. A long time left. And New Zealand fight back, man. Phoenix Crossland ends up scoring a great try. It's 24-18. There's 20 to go. Here come the Kiwis. They're coming back, man. And then there was absolutely nothing on, man. They were just throwing the ball around here in New Zealand. And Keanu Kinney throws the ball from behind so he doesn't get tackled on the last. And then Tarpany kicks it with his knee or something, regathers the ball, beats Lehigh Hopewade, brings the ball in close to the post. Tarpany scores. It is 24 all. There is 12 minutes remaining. Holy hell. We have a grandstand finish, and I couldn't believe the scenes on TV. It looked incredible on TV. If you were at the game, you probably had one of the greatest nights of your life. It would have been an unbelievable atmosphere at Mount Smart Stadium, I'll tell you, or Go Media Stadium, as it's now called. So about 24 all, and then there was a knock on from Moses Suli, and then they lost the challenge, I believe it was, and then we end up getting in the 75th minute the young halfback from Tonga from the Dolphins in the NRL, Isaiah Katoa, steps up in the biggest game of his career, kicks a field goal with the pressure that was on him from Scott Sorensen was pretty insane. Isaiah Katoa kicks the field goal. Tonga go in front, 25-24. Could they hang on for 4 more minutes? And there was absolute chaos in this final 4 minutes, man. It was chaotic as it could get. So the first thing you had, there was a penalty. So Sean Johnson put a chip over the top for Keanu Kinney. Keanu Kinney, according to the referee, Keanu Kinney gets taken out by Adam Fanua-Blake. If you go back and watch it, there's absolutely nothing in it. So Keanu Kinney, I don't blame him for doing it. He takes the dive for all it's worth. I don't blame him for it whatsoever. Any player would do the same thing. He takes a dive. They get the penalty. Referee Todd Smith falls for it. I don't think it was a penalty personally, but they fall for it. Penalty. And then Asako has an opportunity to kick a penalty goal from about 43 meters out to put New Zealand in front by 1. He misses the penalty goal. I think Tonga completely forgot about the rule. So it ends up being a 20-meter dropout. And then we get even more chaos and controversy. Sean Johnson goes for a field goal. It's charged down by Tonga. And then Asako picks it up. It's 6 again to New Zealand. I don't even know if Asako saw it was 6 again. He has a shot at field goal. He misses it. Sean Johnson goes to the referee and challenges, and I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. And then I heard the commentary talking about, it could be a penalty because Sean Johnson tackled at the legs, and I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. I hope this game doesn't end like the way it doesn't deserve to end. Don't ruin the game by a bad call or a dodgy decision like that. The bunker clear it. There was nothing in it. I think it was Tamalolo that made the contact on Sean Johnson. Now, you got to remember, guys, I've only had one look at the replay of the Tamalolo contact on Sean Johnson. Watching it at first, I don't think there was anything in it. I think play on, but a lot of people are DMing me as we speak saying that it was a disgraceful decision and blah, blah, blah. So I'll definitely need to have another look at it. But the charge down, it was 6 more tackles. There was another 45 seconds to go. Asako may not have heard the referee say it. He has a shot at field goal and misses it. Tonga get the ball. They round out the clock with a couple of lazy hit-ups, I guess you could say, and that ends up being the ball game. Tonga end up winning 25-24. Unbelievable. We got Australia versus Tonga next Sunday at CommBank Stadium in the Pacific Championship Grand Final. That is going to be a classic game, man. If Tonga's full pack plays the way they did today, they have every chance next week, in my opinion. They have every chance. But it'll come down to a lot of factors next week. Now, New Zealand. New Zealand will be filthy and disappointed with the first half. The first half was a real killer, man. They started really poor. I thought Tonga in the first half were absolutely fantastic. They started so well. A lot of energy, a lot of ball movement, a lot of offloads. Tonga in the first half were unbelievable. And New Zealand in the first half, they just didn't seem like they were ready for the physical contest. They just didn't look ready. And then in the second half, the game sort of reversed. You had New Zealand playing catch-up footy, but they seemed to handle that quite well. They played catch-up footy. I thought New Zealand did it quite well. They didn't really seem worried by the scoreboard or anything like that. They sort of just got to their next job and their next play, and they did very well to come back, man. 24 all. If Asako kicks that penalty goal from 40 out, if Asako kicks that field goal, maybe we're talking about a different game. But they did say, the commentary did say that if it was a draw at full time, New Zealand would have advanced. So it's unfortunate that Asako didn't kick the penalty goal or the field goal or SJ as well. It's unfortunate, but that's how international footy goes sometimes. And I guess it is a little bit sad because that is Sean Johnson's last ever game in New Zealand. I believe New Zealand will play next week though against Papua New Guinea, I believe, in the relegation battle or whatever the hell it is. So it's crazy. The whole thing's got me confused. But I believe New Zealand will play Papua New Guinea next week at CommBank. I think if New Zealand win, they stay in the Pacific Championship. If they lose, they go down to the Pacific Bowl with Fiji and potentially Cook Islands, I think, or Samoa. Fiji and Samoa, I believe. So it's going to be interesting. Now, I've seen a lot of comments on Twitter because I like to go on Twitter here and there, and a lot of people are going off about the coaching of Stacey Jones. Look, I think a lot of people are going to give Stacey Jones a bit of. I think you just got to go a little bit easy on him. It's his first time at this level. He was he coached pretty well last week against Australia, although Nicarima probably should be at 5'8" and Chance should be at centre over Peter Hiku. I think a lot of people have said that, and I think that's the way that should have went. But Stacey Jones obviously had his reasons about Chance playing 5'8", but at the end of the day, Stacey Jones is the coach. He makes the calls. Obviously, next year will be interesting to see how he goes. But I think the criticism on Stacey Jones at the moment is a little bit unfair. I think they all need to just sort of relax a little bit. You got to remember as well, there was no Dylan Brown for New Zealand. There was no Jerome Hughes for New Zealand. Their normal halves weren't there. Brendan Smith wasn't there as well. You got to remember Britton Okora wasn't there. Not trying to make excuses for New Zealand, but they didn't have their best spine, their best halves in the side, and they didn't have their normal dummy half, and they did have a few players out. But overall, this game was a banger. Really enjoyed it. Cracking game of footy. I thought Tonga did well to win. It could have went either way in that last 5 minutes, but great game of footy, and looking forward to next week. Australia versus Tonga in the final should be a cracker, and there's going to be a lot of Tonga fans down there next week. A lot of them will travel from New Zealand, I reckon, so it's going to be a big one, man. It's going to be a big one. But before I go, I'm going to give you guys my top 3 players on ground, man. Top 3 players from the game. Now we'll go 3-2-1 with one being the best. Number 3, man. I've got to go Keano Kini from New Zealand. Keano Kini was absolutely phenomenal. He is my number 3. Number 2, the performance of Jason Taumalolo was absolutely outstanding. Taumalolo looked like 2017 prime Taumalolo. He was unbelievable. And player of the game, Addin Fonua-Blake. Addin Fonua-Blake was on a different level, man. Taumalolo, AFB. Honourable mention to Isaiah Katoa, who was great at halfback. Honourable mention to Sione Katoa on the wing. He was unbelievable. Also, honourable mention to Paseka and Wong off the bench. They were very good. A couple of honourable mentions for New Zealand. I thought Joseph Tarpany was outstanding. I thought Griffin Neame and Nafua White off the bench were very good for the Kiwis. I thought Tomoko was a handful, but Tomoko needs more involvement for me, but he still looks very dangerous out there. Johnson was good, but obviously had to carry the team with Chan's not being there. Oh, Chan's been at 5'8". They should have had Nicarima at 5'8", man. I'll say it until it happens, hopefully next week for New Zealand. But what a game, man. What a game. Fonua-Blake's my player of the game, and I really enjoyed the match, man. Tonga deserved the win. New Zealand can keep their heads up high. They won the tournament last year. They sort of come back to the table a little bit this year. But if you look at who they had out, you'll understand why. But great game of footy. Credit to Tonga. Awesome match. Awesome match. Anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone that watched the live stream. Thank you for watching the review, guys. Have a fantastic Saturday night. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Papua New Guinea Cook Islands review, which will probably be 50 plus in favor of Papua New Guinea. So make sure you tune into that when that's tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, everybody. And I will see you in the next one.